The moment they stopped arguing was the moment everything ended.
At this point, everything still felt familiar. Heroes patrolled their cities. Threats rose. Threats fell. The universe breathed in, then out. The Justice League trusted the Avengers, not completely, but enough. Earths overlapped. Skies didn't tear yet. People still slept through the night believing someone was watching. Every hero believed the same lie, that this was temporary, that the universe would correct itself, and it didn't. Worlds began colliding, not explosively, quietly. Cities phased into each other. Landmarks overlapped like memories that didn't belong together. Two Earths occupying the same space, refusing to choose which one deserved to exist. At first, the heroes worked together. They always do. Evacuations, containment, science teams running without rest. It worked for a moment. Then the first city vanished. No explosion, no warning. Just absence. Millions erased. Not dead, never alive. And then he made a decision no hero should ever make, and it wasn't announced. There was no speech, just a quiet agreement in a sealed room. If worlds were colliding, then one of them had to lose. The plan wasn't genocide. That word was avoided. They called it selection. One Earth would be saved, one would be sacrificed. The logic was perfect, cold, unquestionable. If nothing was done, both worlds would die. If something was done, at least one would live. They chose action. The first test was small, a lifeless moon caught between realities. They collapsed it. Reality stabilized. Sensors calmed. It worked for a moment. Then came the cost. The universe noticed. Said every time a collision was prevented, the next one came faster, closer, larger. The solution was becoming the trigger. Still, they continued because it worked for a moment. The second choice was harder. An inhabited world on the edge of overlap. Not Earth, but close enough to hear the screams if you listened. Some heroes walked out and couldn't watch, couldn't sign their names to it. Others stayed. They pressed the button. The universe stabilized again. It worked for a moment. Until the heroes realized something was wrong. The incursions weren't slowing. They were aligning. Like the universe was narrowing its options. That's when the question changed. Not can we stop it, but how many can we afford to lose? This wasn't a misunderstanding anymore. This was intention. One hero finally said it out loud. The thing everyone was thinking. Thoughtful, what happens when the only worlds left are ours? No one answered, not because they already knew. The next collision was unavoidable. Two Earths, both full, both home. This time there was no third option, and the room was divided. Some said never, some said now, and one voice said always. The decision passed by one vote. Not unanimous, just enough. The weapon charged. This wasn't about villains anymore. No evil laughter, no invasion fleets. Just heroes deciding who deserved tomorrow. The sky over both worlds darkened. Not with clouds, with certainty. Some heroes tried to stop it, and too late. Others couldn't move. The trigger was pulled. One Earth vanished. Silence followed. No celebration and no relief. Only the realization that something had broken. Not the universe. Them. Because once you choose who dies, you don't get to pretend you're saving anyone anymore, and somewhere in the collapsing void, another Earth was already on its way. Bigger, closer, and watching. The next collision didn't wait. It arrived while the silence was still settling. Another Earth, another home. Panic spread faster than the alarms, not among civilians, among heroes. Because now everyone knew the price. Every victory cost something. The plans grew colder. Faster, more efficient, less discussion, less hesitation, and they stopped asking if, only how fast. It worked. For a moment, entire realities were erased before overlap could complete. Surgical, clean, and the universe stabilized again, but something else destabilized. Trust died quietly. Heroes stopped sharing intel. Teams split rooms. Alliances became contingency plans. Saving the world was no longer the goal. Survival was. That's when Batman built the failsafe. Not for the universe. for the heroes, because someone had to stop this if it went too far. And then Iron Man found it. And this wasn't a misunderstanding anymore. This was intention. A weapon designed to neutralize God's friends, allies. They confronted each other, not with fists, with truth. Annoyed, you don't trust us. Angry, I trust what happens when you decide again. No one won that argument. The incursions accelerated. 3 at once. 4. The universe was collapsing inward. Cities fell, not from attacks, from erasure. Heroes broke.
Some refused to participate anymore. Some went rogue. Some disappeared entirely. Every time they stopped an incursion, reality screamed louder. It worked. For a moment. Until the final alignment began. All remaining Earths. All remaining choices. One universe left standing. Everything else gone. This was the endgame. Hope versus control. Freedom versus certainty. The heroes gathered one last time. No speeches, no symbols, just exhaustion. To stop him, they had to become what they feared. The confrontation wasn't explosive. It was quiet. A final vote, a final decision. If they didn't act, everything would end. If they did, something worse would survive. The system activated, not to save a world, to lock reality into one outcome, one universe, frozen, controlled. No more incursions, no more choice. The multiverse died, stabilized. The sky cleared, cities stood, people lived, the world survived. The heroes did not. Some vanished with the collapsing timelines, others stayed, unable to live with what they had done. Statues were built, stories rewritten, but the universe remembered. It always does, because peace bought with erasure isn't peace, it's silence. And that's how the heroes saved everything, by ending everything else. If you want more timelines that never recovered, this is Genesis Vault. And the next story is already breaking reality.